I'm back from training camp in Georgia, and you guys, it was incredible. Okay, I am going to really struggle to put this into words, but I'm going to do my best, so bear with me, because it's going to be really hard, but I'm going to do my best. So, training camp was in Gainesville, Georgia. You would think that the Deep South would be warm in the fall because it's the South. We're always talking about how the South is hot. It's not, okay? It was freezing the entire freaking time. And we had to take what is called bucket showers. Okay, if anybody ever looks at you and is like, hey, bucket showers, just don't talk to that person anymore, alright? For those of you who don't know, a bucket shower is when you have a bucket and you fill it with freezing cold water and you have a scooper in your bucket and you scoop the water onto yourself and proceed to take a shower in such fashion. It is torture, okay? Literally, that would be my punishment in hell. It is awful. And on top of that, it's freezing outside, the water's freezing, you're getting pneumonia like every single time. All of us sound like this because on top of the bucket showers, we were sleeping outside almost every single night in a tent. There was lots of cuddling to survive. And we all sound like this. And I wouldn't trade any of that for anything better, because there is nothing better, because it was amazing, okay? And I just... I'm so happy. And I'm so freaking full. My heart is so full. It's so full. I don't know how to explain it. I walked in the first day of training camp. I hadn't met any of these people before except for the 2 girls that I drove with, which was awesome. Shout out to you guys. So I walked in. I didn't know any of these people. I had never been to this place before, and I walked into the room, and it was like walking into the front door of my house. I mean, I was home. I walked into home, and I looked at all these people, and I was like, these are my family. Like, I've never felt that before. And it's insane. I'd never met these people. I'd never been to this place. And I walked in and I was home and I was comfortable and I was where I'm supposed to be, you know? I was where I belong. And and it only got better from there. I don't know how to explain it. Oh my gosh. And Jesus is so freaking cool, man. I've never experienced Jesus in the way that I experienced him at training camp. And I don't know why I've waited so long to try to experience him like this. If you're in the same boat right now, can I just preach at you for a minute, okay? If you're, like, holding on Jesus and you're trying to, like, keep him at arm's length and you're like, oh, he's just this guy who lived 2,000 years ago and, oh, he loves me, he's up in the sky somewhere. You're wrong, my friend, okay? No. It's not like that at all. And I'm so freaking... Oh my gosh. Okay. Let me tell you a little bit about training camp before I get into the whole Jesus spiel of it. The best part. Spoiler alert. So training camp. Every day was a different theme. Every day was a certain country. So the first day we did Asia, and everything on that day had to do with Asia. So we ate Asian food. We ate with chopsticks. We did activities that we would probably find in Asia. We wore the type of clothes that we would need to wear while we were in Asia. I mean, it was all very beneficial. And every day was like that, and every day was a different country. So we also did, like, Eastern Europe, we did Latin America, we did India, we did a ton of different countries. And it was awesome, and we ate all these incredible foods. And we did one day called Adventure Day. And every morning they did announcements, and the morning of Adventure Day, their announcement was, just try the food. And we were all like, oh, great. So for breakfast, we had eggs, and we had rice, and we had a little clear container full of crickets. And on top of that, we also had what's called a century egg, which is a fermented duck egg. And so each of us at my table, we took a little cricket out of our little clear container, and we all cheered our crickets, and then we ate the crickets. And it actually wasn't that bad. It was kind of uncomfortable because you know you're eating a cricket, and it's like, oh, there's a cricket in my mouth. But you know, beyond that, it wasn't that bad. It's kind of salty, but whatever. And I can't say the same for the century egg. It tasted like the bottom of a lake smells. Um, and the only way I would eat that again is if I went to the Philippines. I am going to the Philippines, but while I'm in the Philippines, if somebody was like, "Hey, eat this century egg," then I would probably do it to be respectful. But I'm not gonna do it because I want to, because I don't want to. And bravo to you guys who actually like it. Wow. Okay. Let's see what else is there to talk about. My freaking teammates, man. It's family. It's family. I've known these people for 10 days, and they're my freaking family, and I have to live the next 2.5 months without them, and I don't know how I'm going to do it because I got so attached to them in just 10 days, and it was incredible. Okay, and then there were these things called sessions, and it was kind of like classes every day, sort of, and it was all stuff having to do with things that we're going to need to be dealing with on the race. So a lot of it was logistical stuff, a lot of it was like practical stuff, and then a lot of it was deep and emotional personal stuff that we needed to deal with before we actually leave and try to help other people. And a lot of it, at least for me, was stuff that I didn't even know I was dealing with until the Lord was like, "Hey, you got that," and I was like, "Oh, well, I should probably deal with that before I leave." It was a little intense, but it was incredible. And you guys, okay, you only ever hear about miracles happening in places that you're not, like whether it's overseas or whether it's on the news or whether it's like somebody telling you about it, but you never really seem to witness it, and it's kind of just this far off concept, and you're like, "Oh, miracles, they happen everywhere else." But it was miracle after miracle after miracle after miracle. It was healing after healing. It was chains were being broken, shame was being cast out, fear was being cast out. I mean, people, we were all new creations. We were one person one day, and then we were a completely different person the next day, and it was nothing but love and joy and peace just surrounding this entire place. And I have no words, so I'm just gonna scream a lot. Oh my gosh! It was incredible! And I met Jesus in a way that I didn't even really know was possible, which is kind of sad. And I feel like a lot of people feel like that, which breaks my heart, because to so many people, Jesus is just this guy that like lived 2,000 years ago, and it's like, "Oh yeah, he healed people once upon a time, and he's in the sky, and he loves me, and whatever, far off concept." But that's not who it is at all. And it took me a really long time to kind of figure, my rock, it took me a really long time to figure that out. And I'm so pissed off at myself that it took me this long, because I was missing out on so much for such a long time. And it was incredible. I can't think of a different word besides incredible, even though incredible doesn't really live up to the hype. It was so amazing, okay? And let me tell you about one of the encounters that I had. Two of the encounters that I had. We woke up every morning around 7 or 8, okay? Apparently in Georgia, the sun doesn't rise until 7:30. That's weird. It is not supposed to be pitch black at 7 in the morning. I'm sorry, no. Alright, that's weird. So I woke up one morning, earlier than I needed to. I woke up at 7-ish, 6 something, I don't know. And it was dark out, and I was like, shoot, I got like another hour to sleep. And God goes, "No, watch the sunrise." And I love sunrises, you guys. I love sunrises, and I love sunsets. And he said that, and I was like, but I'm tired, and it's really cold out, and I just want to go back to sleep and be warm for as long as I can. And he was like, "No, come on, let's watch the sunrise." And I was like, "Alright, cool, let's do it." So I bundled up in like everything that I brought, and I walked outside, and I found this little field, and I just sat there and I watched the sunrise. And even though it was freezing, I wasn't even paying attention to that. It was like the most peaceful experience, and I was just sitting there by myself, but I was not by myself. And it was amazing. And I love sunrises, and that was probably the best sunrise I've ever watched. It was so incredible. Now the second experience. It was the last day. We had worship every morning and every night for the first at least like 5 days. And then we had a break with no worship. There were a few, like 4 days where we didn't have any worship, and it was hard, honestly, because it was during worship that a lot of this stuff was happening, and a lot of us were encountering Jesus, and then we just had so much to do in the next few days that we didn't really have time to do worship, and then we didn't worship until the very last day, the very last night, oh my gosh, it was incredible. So the very last night, the day before we came home, we were worshiping, and it was so incredible. I mean, Jesus was there. It was like he was literally standing in the middle of that room. It was so tangible. And I was singing, and I was, standing there, and I had my arms out, kind of like this, and I had my eyes closed, and I was seeing Jesus stand in front of me. And I didn't, it's not like I was actually seeing him, because I don't really know how to imagine him, but it was like, he was there. He was standing in front of me. And I was like, wow, this is incredible. And I was kind of, I don't know how to explain it. I was in this place, and then he started dancing with me. And he grabs my hand, and he twirls me around, and I was like, I love to dance, you guys. I love to dance. I'm not good at it, but I love to dance so much. It just puts me in this zone that just, I love to dance. And he started dancing with me, and because he knows I love to dance. And I'm sure I looked so ridiculous to everybody around me, because here's this girl just like spinning in a circle by herself. Like, okay. But I wasn't by myself. I was dancing. And I know it sounds crazy to people who are like, oh, really? You dancing with Jesus? Yes, I was. And it was like nothing I've ever experienced. It was incredible. And the entire week was like that. I wish I had words. It was incredible. It was incredible. It was incredible. It was incredible. And Jesus really showed up in a way that I've never experienced in my entire life. And it was amazing. And everybody that I met, I love them all so much. My heart is so full. I feel like I'm gonna burst all the time. And I have never felt like this before, and I love it so much. Oh my gosh. 2.5 months until I leave for the world race, and I get to travel the world, and I get to talk about Jesus and meet Jesus myself with these incredible people. I'm so freaking excited. Oh my gosh. Training camp was life altering. I wish I could go into detail about more of it. Thank you so much to everybody who made this possible, to everybody who's donated, to everybody who's been praying for me. You have no idea just the kind of change that you've helped bring into my life, just the kind of joy that you've been a part of. I'm not even finished, and I'm already the happiest I've ever been in my entire life, and I can't imagine being happier, but I know that I will be happier. And I just, oh my gosh. Oh, training camp.